Folklore, 13 creepy tales in Trinidad and Tobago. Folklore in Trinidad and Tobago has been passed down through generations, with each retelling adding new twists and perspectives. When people gather to share the stories their parents and grandparents told them, variations often emerge, creating a rich tapestry of local legends. Many of these tales resonate with other cultures, where familiar spirits appear under different names, or the same names carry unique local meanings. Some folklore tales are intended to protect children from dangers like kidnappers and negative influences, while others, featuring seductive female spirits, aim to keep married men faithful. Stories also serve as cautionary lessons about harmful plants and risky situations. Folklore provides explanations for unusual behaviors and events, often attributing crime, abuse, and corruption to the influence of supernatural forces when no logical cause is apparent. Solutions to ward off spirits are a common feature, with practices like using salt, silver jewelry, holy water, cigarette smoke, and Bible verses. Unique methods include sprinkling rice, eating while on the toilet, bathing in sweet oils, or placing a needle in a cactus. Here are 13 popular folklore characters and stories that have circulated throughout the islands for years. 1. Churile. The Churile is a vengeful female spirit who haunts pregnant women, especially in their 9th month, with the malicious intent of causing miscarriages. Often depicted as a woman carrying a dead newborn, she instills fear and misfortune by lurking in dark corners and appearing in dreams, intensifying the dread surrounding her nocturnal presence. Some versions of the tale suggest the Churile was once a pregnant woman mistreated or neglected, leading to her death and subsequent haunting of other expectant mothers as a form of retribution. To protect against the Churile and other negative energies, various protective items and rituals are used. Babies may wear jet beads or maljo beads and a blue bag to ward off the evil eye, a belief shared across Caribbean cultures. Pregnant women also rely on amulets or talismans, religious symbols, protective herbs, and holy water to safeguard against evil spirits. Blessings, prayers, and childbirth rituals further add layers of protection, while certain behaviors, such as avoiding walking alone at night, help minimize risks of encountering the Churile. 2. Papa Bois. Papa Bois is a revered and feared figure, known for his goat-like features, such as horns, cloven hooves, and a shaggy beard. A guardian of the forest, he uses his supernatural powers to protect animals from hunters, often warning them with a bull's horn. Papa Bois can shapeshift into any animal, even transforming into a handsome young man to interact with humans undetected. His wrath is believed to include disorientation, curses, or transforming offenders into forest creatures. His wife, Mama Dilo, is a similarly fierce protector of the rivers, luring and trapping those who threaten her domain. To stay safe in the wild, locals exercise great respect when encountering Papa Bois. Hunters are advised to greet him politely, avoid staring at his hooves, and never follow a deer, as it may be a trick by Papa Bois to lead them astray. Rituals, prayers, and a respectful demeanor are thought to ensure safe passage through the forest, while making loud noises or whistling is believed to attract his attention and lead to confusion. By acknowledging Papa Bois as the forest's true guardian, people aim to avoid his wrath and coexist peacefully with the natural world. 3. Mama Dilo. In Trinidad and Tobago, Mama Dilo, also known as the Lady of the Waters, is a captivating yet dangerous figure in local folklore. She is often seen by rivers or lagoons, where her enchanting song and golden comb lure unsuspecting individuals. However, Mama Dilo is fiercely protective of her domain, punishing those who pollute or harm her waters. Her vengeful side is highlighted in stories, such as one where a young hunter is drawn into the water by her beauty, only to be claimed by her snake-like tail. To avoid Mama Dilo's wrath, Caribbean folklore offers various protective measures. People are advised to respect the waters, speak softly when near rivers, and avoid disturbing water sources, especially at night. Specific practices, such as removing one's left shoe and walking backward, are believed to disorient her and ensure safe escape. Fishermen may also carry charms, recite prayers, or offer tokens at the riverbank to seek her blessing or protection. These customs reflect a deep respect for Mama Diallo's power and the supernatural forces she embodies. 4. Obeah man or woman. In Trinidad and Tobago, an Obeah man or woman is a spiritual practitioner known for performing rituals that can heal, protect, harm, or influence outcomes, such as gaining love, passing exams, or succeeding in court. Their services are compensated in cash or goods, and they use items like herbs, charms, Bible verses, and sacrifices. This individualized practice is rooted in African heritage, offering both benevolent and malevolent services through supernatural means, often involving spiritual communication with ancestors or spirits. Although historically criminalized, Obeah's legal status shifted in 2000, removing specific references to it as an offense, though fraudulent practices remain punishable. Despite this change, social stigma around Obeah persists, especially among older generations who view it with a mix of fear, respect, and suspicion. Though discreetly practiced, Obeah remains influential in Trinidadian culture, reflected in music, folklore, and popular stories, underscoring its continued role in the country's complex spiritual landscape. 5. Jumbie. In Caribbean folklore, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, jumbies are restless spirits of the deceased who return to the physical world with varied intentions, some seeking revenge, others simply causing chaos. Jumbies are a diverse group of spirits, each type having its own traits and behaviors. Some can even blend into society, only revealing their true form later. One well-known type is the Soucouyant, a female jumbie who sheds her skin at night, transforming into a fiery ball to prey on victims. These stories, often passed down from older generations, recount eerie encounters and contribute to the rich oral storytelling tradition, reflecting both African spiritual influences and colonial history. The belief in jumbies has led to protective practices throughout the Caribbean, blending folklore with shared cultural wisdom. Common measures include using salt, silver jewelry, or placing rice grains by entrances to ward off jumbies. Other practices aim to confuse or repel these spirits, such as wearing clothing inside out, entering homes backward, or placing shoes by the door with toes facing outward. Many avoid responding to their names at night, picking up stray money, or shaking hands with strangers to prevent unwanted spiritual connections. These customs showcase a blend of caution and cultural symbolism, embodying the resourcefulness and resilience of Caribbean communities in facing the supernatural. 6. Moko Jumbie. The Moko Jumbie is a cherished folklore figure, particularly celebrated during Carnival. Elevated on towering stilts, the Moko Jumbie traditionally watches over communities, providing a symbolic protective presence. Originating from African spiritual practices, the Moko Jumbie was once seen as a spirit warning against impending misfortune, and today it combines these roots with vibrant Trinidadian carnival customs. Dressed in colorful, elaborate costumes, the Moko Jumbie is more than a spectacle, it embodies resilience and pride in Trinidadian heritage. During Carnival, it traditionally collects coins from spectators, reinforcing community ties and the interactive spirit of the festivities. The Moko Jumbie also represents a defense against malevolent spirits known as jumbies, like the Douen, Lagahoo, and Soucouyant, which are feared across Caribbean folklore. Standing tall, the Moko Jumbie is thought to guard against these entities, while additional protective practices help ward off these spirits. Common methods include placing salt, garlic, or rice at doorways, wearing silver jewelry, and displaying spiritual symbols for extra security. Together, the Moko Jumbie and these protective customs embody a cultural effort to maintain harmony with the supernatural, blending African heritage with Caribbean traditions to safeguard communities. 7. Jumbie umbrella. The Jumbie umbrella mushroom is a curious feature in Trinidadian folklore, often seen in backyards and gardens after a rainy night. According to tradition, these mushrooms serve as shelter for jumbies, or restless spirits, who roam the night. Named for its shape resembling a small umbrella, the Jumbie umbrella carries a mysterious allure but is generally avoided by locals. Older generations caution against touching or eating these mushrooms, as doing so may invite a Jumbie's attention, linking them to a lingering spiritual presence in the early morning. To guard against any influence from the Jumbie umbrella, locals practice various protective rituals. Many advise children to avoid interacting with these mushrooms to prevent attracting jumbies. Common practices include sprinkling salt around areas where the mushrooms appear, a method believed to deter spirits. Burning incense or candles to cleanse spaces where Jumbie umbrellas grow also remains a widespread tradition, reinforcing the cultural blend of respect, caution, and belief in the spiritual elements within daily life in Trinidad and Tobago. 8. Buck. In Trinidadian folklore, the buck is a mischievous, tiny creature with sharp teeth and claws, associated with sudden wealth and thought to be confined in a bottle or secluded room by its owner. Believed to originate from Guyana, the buck is said to grant its owner riches in exchange for specific offerings, such as milk, bananas, honey, and sometimes even a young woman. However, the buck is both a blessing and a curse, as it demands careful upkeep. Failing to satisfy the buck's needs can result in severe misfortune or even a generational curse, and some believe its powers come from dark forces linked to West African legends of magical pygmy tribes, where Baku means little brother. To protect against the buck's dangers, Caribbean people rely on a mix of religious and traditional practices. Many turn to faith, using prayers, holy symbols, and regular religious devotion as protection. Traditional remedies include using protective herbs like garlic and bay leaves, wearing amulets, and conducting spiritual cleansings with sage or Palo Santo. Personal spiritual practices, such as meditation and mindfulness, help reinforce inner strength, while maintaining a moral character is seen as an added shield. These combined practices reflect a cultural commitment to safeguarding against the buck and other supernatural threats. 9. Douen. The Douen, known as Douen in other countries, is a ghostly childlike spirit haunting forests and rural areas, easily recognized by their backward-facing feet and faceless heads hidden beneath large straw hats. These eerie figures, believed to be the spirits of unbaptized children who died prematurely, are cursed to wander the earth as mischievous entities, trapped between realms. Known for their high-pitched laughter and playful yet haunting presence, Douens are said to lure living children into the forest, confusing anyone who tries to track them due to their reversed footprints. To protect children from the Douen, locals follow specific precautions, such as avoiding calling a child's name at night to prevent the Douen from using it to lure them away. Families may place religious symbols, charms, or the child's shoes backward by the bed, countering the Douen's unsettling nature. Other protective practices include prayers, incantations, or unconventional acts like eating while using the toilet to repel these spirits. This folklore serves as a warning, reminding people of the boundary between the natural and supernatural and urging vigilance to keep children safe. 10. Soucouyant. The Soucouyant is believed to be a woman who, at night, sheds her human skin and transforms into a fireball. In this form, she flies through the night sky, seeking out unsuspecting victims. She enters homes through small openings and leaves blue or black marks on the bodies of those she feeds on. Folklore says that placing a needle in a cactus plant overnight may compel the Soucouyant to borrow it, revealing her identity. To protect against the Soucouyant, locals commonly sprinkle salt around windows and doors, believing she must count each grain before entering. If her discarded skin is found and salted, the Soucouyant is thought to be unable to reclaim it, trapping her. Legend has it that villagers put the skinless body of the Soucouyant into a drum and seal it with tar. Hanging garlic or red peppers by doors, wearing protective amulets, or using specific prayers are also practiced to ward off her presence, showcasing the lasting influence of this folklore on Caribbean protective traditions. 11. Diablesse. The Diablesse of Trinidad and Tobago is a terrifying figure in folklore, known for her ability to ensnare men with her deceptive beauty. Dressed in a long white gown and a wide-brimmed hat that conceals her grotesque features, she walks with one leg ending in a cow's hoof, leaving a unique trail. Her scent, a mix of perfume and decay, lures unsuspecting men into remote forests or cemeteries, where she reveals her true form and disappears, leaving them lost and doomed to fall prey to the elements or wild animals. To protect against the Diablesse, various cultural practices are employed. Wearing silver jewelry, turning clothes inside out, and lighting a sacred candle are common protective measures. It is also believed that she cannot cross running water, so people avoid rivers or streams at night. Additionally, amulets and prayers are used to ward off her evil influence. These traditions combine to create a powerful system of spiritual defense against the Diablesse, blending folklore with everyday protection in Caribbean culture. 12. Lagahoo. The Lagahoo of Trinidad and Tobago is a terrifying figure in local folklore, often depicted as a headless spectre burdened with a wooden coffin adorned with flickering candles. Bound by chains, it roams the darkness in search of victims, sometimes shape-shifting into animals or draining the life from its prey. The Lagahoo's eerie image and predatory nature make it a powerful symbol of fear and superstition in the region. To protect against the Lagahoo, Caribbean folklore offers various methods, including the use of blessed salt and holy water to ward off evil spirits. Rosemary is another popular protective herb, either burned or worn in sachets and jewelry. Additional precautions involve avoiding graveyards at night and staying indoors after dark, as the Lagahoo is believed to be most active during these hours. These protective measures reflect the deep cultural belief in the supernatural and the need to safeguard oneself from harm. 13. Silk cotton tree. The silk cotton tree is revered as a powerful, supernatural dwelling place for spirits and mythical creatures. It is said to house the Douen, mysterious childlike spirits with backward feet, Diablesse, the seductive, one-footed female spirit who lures men astray, Lagahoo, a shape-shifting beast resembling a werewolf, and the Soucouyant, an old woman who sheds her skin at night and becomes a ball of fire to prey on the living. The tree is also thought to be home to ancestral spirits, particularly those of African slaves, including the tragic figure of Gangang Sarah, who lost her magical abilities and could not return home. This rich folklore gives the tree a potent aura of mystery and respect, as it embodies the natural and supernatural in Caribbean tradition. Locals approach silk cotton trees with caution, avoiding loud noises or actions that might disturb the spirits within. Offerings of rum, tobacco, or small trinkets are made to appease these supernatural inhabitants, and small ceremonies are held if nearby trees must be cleared. Cutting down a silk cotton tree is considered an act